special guest today. I'm so loud.
That's okay.
Aarya! My
Deepa,
favorite.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I love Diwali. It's like the only,
We all love Diwali.
but like in America, it was like our one holiday, like that was the one that we had that was like different. We all did like Christmas and Thanksgiving, but it was our holiday.
Our holiday.
It was our
So what? Okay, before we start talking, we are desperate to start doing painting. We are
I
painting.
need to paint. It's
She needs it more than I do. Tell me, what is this thing with painting? Why do you love it so much? She's been eating my head.
Yes, I want to start. I don't know. There's something about like when that paint color just spreads and it's just like, it's like a dance, Even music to me is like color. Like when I'm making like background vocals or doubling things, it's like I'm shading it. So it's a little bit more.
It's therapy.
Control. It's therapy.
It's therapy for sure. So I thought, let's do this.
Yes.
Okay. Let's start with this. But
So tell me.
what's up? We are meeting after a month.
After a month.
After a month.
It's not my fault. I just keep getting all these situations. Jovan
not
followed
complaining.
by Sherni.
I'm not complaining. So I'll tell you guys, there are only two people. I've been a part of this media industry for 13 years now. There are only two people who who I fangirl on is Shah Rukh Khan and Sushmita Sen.
Yep.
And
Me
look at this
too.
woman, she worked with both of them in 2023. What is with this year? Aarya, what's with this year and you?
I think last year was a big struggle and it really pushed me to, to really decide what I wanted. And I wanted to go independent. I wanted to have control of my company, my brand, my look. And I feel like this is the reward of it. And everything, manifestation is coming at like 1 million miles per hour right now. And I just want to be present and I want to enjoy it. That's
Absolutely. You need so much of strength to go independent.
it. Oof.
Tell me that.
Scary.
Tell me that phase. Tell me when you decided that I have to do this. A lot of people decide, but they can't do it. So just to take that step, it's a big deal. When and how did you decide that that's it? I want to go independent.
It was out of necessity. I think like I had tried, I've been in the major label scene for about like 6 to 7 years. I've been through 4 major label deals and all of them kind of ended in the same place, that like nobody really knew what to do with me. And there was a lot of gatekeepers between me, the music, and the people. And I just understood that there was no more senior most representative of the brand Kumari than me, Sveta Rao, and I had to really take a stand. And a lot of people are like, how did you walk away from being signed to Nas? Like, that's one of the biggest rappers in the world. But something I really learned from that experience is even being signed to one of the biggest rappers in the world, the most respected, like even he couldn't walk me through some magical door that gave me the success that I thought I needed to feel like I was somebody. But then I also own everything and I also make all the decisions and I set the dates and the mistakes are mine and the wins are mine. So I'm happier this way.
There's a reason why they call you the Sherni.
Yes.
Yes.
The fearlessness has come.
Yes, and with that came song Sherni. I mean, what a timing, huh?
You can't make this up, by the way. You cannot
this
plan
timing?
this. It's crazy. And the timing actually that Sherni came to me was a little bit in a little dark place. I think we all have ups and downs and ebbs and flows. And I was a little worried about, can I survive in this industry, without the support, what's going to happen? And, in some ways, you want the support of your peers, but then I just realized that I needed to look to a new group of peers and that I needed to go hang out with Shah Rukh and Madhuri and Sushmita.
Oh my God.
And then maybe, like a little Janvi, some Ananya, all of them. I needed a little Ori,
Oh.
I needed to be in the gang. And then I was feeling great again.
Hindi is not a language that you are comfortable with. You know Hindi. But
I know Hindi. I am actually
but-
comfortable with it. I think I was like told that I wasn't comfortable in it. And I think I was told like I couldn't do it right. But then I just kept noticing that like a lot of Hindi music just had like an American accent. And I'm like, I feel like they're faking that. And I actually have that. So like, let me bring my American accent to Hindi music. But actually,
you just owned it.
On this Sherni song, I think I really got into my like Sanskrit background, like all the pujas that I've learned, all the time I've spent like pronouncing all those words properly. I felt like this song was really in that vein. And coming back from Kedarnath, I had like all of that ancestral energy in my vocal cords, and I think you can hear it.
Oh my god, when I watched the
I
song,
love this green. Hold
Yeah,
on.
look
I'm
at this.
gonna also.
look at this green.
I'm also gonna follow you into this green. I like that. I'm gonna.
And
Join
I
that.
saw Sushmita Sen, and oh my god, that aura that she has, right? Oh my god. And then your voice to it.
I felt so excited and
It is
very.
so powerful.
You
It is
know,
so powerful.
I just felt really excited that the universe had lined up for a project that was so perfect for me. Just the show has this element of, mythological characters brought into the modern, and a female character in the middle of a male-dominated space, and I related to it so much. I mean, minus the mafia, murder, and the drugs, but like the rest of it, like I feel like I have changed a lot, through my experiences with the industry, and heartache and toxicity and egos and all the things that have come up against me changed me in some certain ways. But I felt like when I watched that show and where I've come in my life, like you can let it change you by giving you wisdom, but it shouldn't change who you are. And I feel like what I've understood is that I am, fearless, and I am a Sherni, and I will always do what I need to do, to do what's right.
I lived in Jamshedpur. I never thought I could make it to Bombay.
So
It
been
was
a long
Bombay.
journey.
Yeah, Bombay has been a dream. And then here I am. And the day I met Shah Rukh Khan, I cried. I mean,
I've definitely, okay, well, the first time Shah Rukh ever spoke to me was for Husna Parcham, okay? So I was working on the song, and actually it's around the same time I released the song Shook. I was actually going for the music video shoot for Shook. And he calls me because I had been working on the song, and then, the time was kind of up, and I guess he had seen my song I Did It, and that was the thing that inspired him. And he called me to tell me, like, I want you to do your own thing. I know they were, like, changing it a bunch of times, but, like, go ahead and do what you want to do. And I am acting like there is a video. It does exist. Maybe my documentary, I'll let it out one day. And there's a video where I have him on WhatsApp. Like, I will blur out the number, but like you see his little face there, and he's talking to me regular, and I'm behaving regular. I'm like, yes, of course I could write that. I'm crying. I'm just bawling. And when he's talking to me, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. Yes, of course the second verse could be better. Yes, I will take care of that. Oh my God. So, we all go through it, and, I just love it. I love it. I think I never hide it. Like, I'm a super fan of so many people, and I feel like that gravitates them into my life, and then once they're in my life, I'm just there to hype them up. I'm like, I am here to tell you you're amazing.
yes,
And it's
absolutely.
the truth. I'm your hype girl. Like, I feel like that's my job with MD. I'm just like hyping her up all the time. I'm like, do you know how amazing you are? You're everything to me, Now we're just talking about my famous friends. This isn't the plan.
No.
It was Diwali talk.
Diwali time.
Wow, let me get back into it. Hold on. I'm behind. You got me talking. Let me paint.
Look at this. It's really nice.
It's very nice. I like that idea. Now I'm gonna follow you. But I want the orange now because I don't have this color.
Okay, so there was this Raja Shweta who was writing songs for really, really big stars.
Okay.
And then here you are,
Yes.
being Raja Kumari, killing it.
Okay.
This transition from writing for others and then realizing that, what am I doing? I can sing, I can do this for myself. One more person who did this was Lady Gaga.
Yes. And she was actually one of my inspirations.
There you go. So
Yeah.
tell me how did that transition happen?
I actually studied that. I actually made this thing for my dad once where I was like, Lady Gaga used to write for other writers, and when she developed her artistic thing, it was really about fashion, because I had to explain to him why I kept wanting to buy so much clothes, or why the outfits in my closet weren't good enough. I'm like, no, I can't wear this again. I learned very early on that if I wanted to just be an artist, that I was gonna have to pay for every studio session, that I was gonna do one song a year. And I found out that songwriters get to be in the studio every day. And I realized I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to embody my artistry, but what I did know is that I had a knack for pop music, that I understood melodies, that because I studied poetry as a kid and I went to a grammar school, I was always around poetry. So I had this natural ability to rhyme and write like that, and I loved hip hop. So I just started songwriting because I was like, if I can sell 1 million records as a songwriter, I have a better chance of convincing people to believe in my music, which is obviously something they've never heard, because I want to make fusion music. I was inspired by Raghav and Jay Sean and everybody that was able to do that out of the UK at that time. Like, that was a big inspiration to me. I was like, okay, I want to be like this. So, I think just doing those things, it's like, I think there was a point when, my voice had been on the backgrounds of things, kind of on the foregrounds of things a little bit as well. And, seeing my voice played over speakers in these huge auditoriums and like, seeing people perform to it, I was like, okay, if my voice is good enough to be lip synced to, and if America is so focused on like wearing India like a costume, but not letting Indians speak for themselves, like I have to stand up and do something, I think like Iggy Azalea made a video called like Bounce, and she did it in India, and she was like sitting on this elephant with this kiritam, and the kiritam really triggered me because as a classical dancer, I have watched the Mahabharata, like I've been wearing these, like it was Devi's kiritam, and like it triggered me because I was like, for you it's just a crown, for me it means so much, and like if I don't stand up and do this right now and make the art that I see inside my spirit, like other people are going to do my ideas and they're going to do it wrong, and it's really important that I do this. And that was around the time where I started working with Gwen, and those were my last like kind of songwriting sessions that I did as just a writer, because Gwen Stefani pushed me over the edge, watching her just be 100% Gwen in the studio. Like even if she's going through something emotional, at that time she was going through a divorce, like she still came as Gwen when she was in the booth, she performed like she was on stage, and I realized I can't half-ass this. I can't halfway be an artist, halfway be a writer, and that was it. I put out the come up, I put the American flag across my face in response to what was happening, in government and how I felt in America at the time. I said, this is the face of America, and I started. And that was it, and I never looked back. But it took, the confidence of selling a million, 4 million records with Fall Out Boy, or getting a top 10 on the Billboard, or getting a BMI Pop Award, or getting the Grammy nomination. Like I had all of that behind me to prove to myself that, if they think that it's good enough with you in the background, why don't you prove to them what it's like when you're in the front?
Absolutely. Oh my God, I'm in awe of you.
I don't know, just one step at a time, one step in front of each other, and now I'm in the harvest land. I'm like, I'm just chilling now. Now I'm just eating pani puri. Now I'm just chilling.
Again, the year is ending.
Yes.
What's coming up next year?
The year is ending with a bang. I'm starting my world tour. It starts in North America.
World tour.
I have 10 cities in North America, and then I'm bringing the tour back to India. And I really want to change kind of the narrative around my shows. As a classical dancer, I used to perform and there'd be like Padma Shris in the front row, and like, there'd be like people of all ages. And when I went to Kedarnath and I, was in Uttarakhand, I realized that my fans are not in the club, they're in the mandir. Yeah, they're in the mandir, and they're the aunties that love my vibe. And I don't feel like it needs to just be one person. I feel like my music, I always wanted it to be, it's art for me, So I want people to, even if it's seated or whatever, like I used to go to Carnatic concerts, so it's like I want to change the narrative. Like hip-hop doesn't just belong in some dingy club after 1 a.m. Like the music that I've written is spiritual, and it's poetic, and it has depth, and it shows growth, and I want to put it on a stage worthy of that. So I've really changed the whole the whole thing, and I'm looking forward to bringing the show back to India, because whenever I bring my show to India, it's in its greatest form. Like it's where I get to play the most, and people understand what if I want to show some symbolism, and they get it, and they respond. Oh, I love it. Like when I released Mira, when my first album, I loved releasing it in India because I didn't have to even explain who Mira was. Like people understood the context, where in America, at that time, it was a little more difficult. So, it's going to be fun. So the end of the year is my world tour. I have a new music video dropping on November 11th for No Nazar, produced by Godmother Records. So it's an independent production. And yeah, and I'm really proud. Like I feel like I have, through the pandemic, done my best to, come back from that, and outside of being with a major label now, being independent, like how do I match what I did when I had the support of the giants? And I feel like this video, it's actually exactly what I imagined it to be. And I'm working with Abhishek Golecha, who's a first-time director, and I love putting on just like artists that are for their first time doing something. So it's really exciting. I'm excited about it all.
I completely forgot to ask you this because I'm busy painting. What was your first meeting with Sushmita like?
Okay, my first meeting with Sushmita was at the airport.
Airport?
Yes, we were both going on a flight. And I actually just looked over and I was like, oh my God, is that Sushmita Sen? And then she turns and she goes, oh my God, Raja Kumari. I'm like, wait, what?
She knows me?
She knows me because her daughters were fans. And obviously she was like, I'm also a fan. But like her daughters wanted a picture with me. And it was such a crazy experience because I was like, first off, this is back in the day when I didn't like dress properly in the airport. So I was like, how do you know me? How do you know me?
1 second, when did you not dress properly?
Girl.
No, I've always loved you.
No, there's either, okay, there used to be like superstar or like homeless person. Like there was that dichotomy going. Now I've come to a happy medium. Like I like
Thanks to Allu Arjun.
Thanks to Allu Arjun and you know, my best friend, my stylist Mira Godbole. You know, she's been there for my rebrand, and the whole rebrand was her just telling me to have faith in myself and love myself. And you know, a year ago I would never be sitting doing an interview with just my hair, no extensions, no eyelash extensions, and you know, I feel like myself now, and I'm really happy. And it took, you know,
You look more confident.
I am.
now.
It took a tribe of powerful women, you know, to bring me out of my darkness, and women like Sushmita Sen, you know, give me inspiration that there's so much more I can do, and I just want to be like Sushmita Sen. That's it, bro. I got the
That's
best.
it.
I got MD Sushmita as my mentors, and I'm not stopping. Not at all.
Wow, this is something. Okay, I have a rapid fire for you, but
Okay.
I'm so busy painting.
It's okay.
Guys,
Me too.
this is...
I feel like yours is like, yes, she's more experienced in this, clearly.
No, I'm not. I'm doing this for the first time, just FYI.
This is my first diya. Okay.
I'm doing this for the first time, okay? But
This won't be my last. I'm gonna paint all the diyas now.
she's gonna take home all the diyas. I'm gonna paint it. Okay, wait.
Not all of them. Go ahead.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna ask you the questions, yeah? One sweet that you see in every home in Diwali.
I mean, what sweet I want to see?
Yeah.
Kaju katli. I wish and I hope it's.
Kaju.
I hope
She's
it's in.
obsessed with kaju katli.
I'll eat it. I want it. I love it. And then
After that, do you go on a diet after Diwali?
what diet?
Because I have to tell you,
What diet?
we were just finished. She was finishing her interviews. We stepped out, and there's food in the buffet, and she goes right at the kalakand, picks it up, and she's talking to me, and she's eating it. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I needed sugar.
Wow. wow.
No,
Inspiration.
I mean, like, look, I get it. There'll be a time and a place. Like I said, everything ebbs and flows. And there'll be time. I just don't believe in, like, restricting. I want to have everything in moderation. And I just want to live my life. That's it. And some like it thick, you know, I'm juicy. It's all good, you know. It's like all the gulab jamun paid off in the right places.
Okay, Diwalis are incomplete without which dish for you?
I mean, we're South Indian, so...
Yeah.
I mean, my mom makes, like, the best, like... Oh, what does she make that's so amazing? Oh, I like her... She does this stuffed eggplant. See, my mom makes, like, a specific train of food when there's a puja. It's, like, bulihora, this, like, eggplant that's stuffed with, like, this peanut powder. I don't know how to explain it.
I know. I know what you mean.
So I think it's just my mom's cooking. It's
Bagan, stuffed bagan, basically, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Vonkai.
okay.
It's called a vonkai.
Okay. The cracker you have always been afraid of.
Was it when I was a kid? There used to be one that was like a King Kong bomb or something like that. It was like super loud, and I was like, "Why are they letting us play with explosives?" You know. And then that one that likes to spin, and it just like,
Chakri.
yeah, man, that thing used to go all over the place. And in America, they didn't let us play with things like that. So when I get to India, I'd be like, "Why is everyone unaccompanied with like explosives?" But this is so much fun. I love how like. You know, I live in Juhu now, so I get like a beach view. So the Visarjans, I'm like front row center, everything. And people light off straight Roman candles, like huge fireworks. Just, I don't know where they're doing it from, but it doesn't seem safe. But I'm here for it. Jugaad, we're here.
Jugaad.
We do it.
One Diwali ritual that's only at your place. That happens only at your place.
I mean, I found out that everybody else gets gold, but I really, for the sake...
Longest time you thought.
Yeah, I just thought like on Diwali, my dad gives me gold and I'm special, and every Diwali I would get a piece of gold, and then I found out that's like everyone does that. I was like, thanks, Dad. You know, I really thought like I really thought, but I appreciate it. But this year, you know, I was thinking, you know, this has been a good year, so I think I'm gonna buy my dad a piece of gold.
Ah, uncle?
Uno reverse, Daddy. Your daughter is self-sufficient.
And you know, we get a lot of clothes during Diwali, or we buy a lot of clothes during Diwali. Do you pass it on? What do you do with it? What's the ritual like? Or do you rewear it because sustainability?
You know, things have changed so much. When I was growing up in America, like the diaspora doesn't have access to like the designers and stuff like that. So like it's like whatever you buy when you come to India, you bring it back, and your cousins get it, and you keep like, you know, mixing and matching. And I think now, like living in India, I have access to like the most amazing designers, and you know, I get to like wear these beautiful pieces, and I definitely love to keep the ones that are especially made for me, because it's difficult to get things that fit, and so when people make things in my size, I love to, you know, keep them. But for me, I think now it's about that sexy sari moment, you know, those big jhumkas, like just like living it up, and just enjoying, you know, like the vibes. But all my cousins at home, I try to share like my modern, like I'll be like, hey, you guys, I'm coming, like, why don't you send me your measurements, I'll make you guys these things, and they're like, no, we like what we have. So
That's so cute.
Okay. can't make everybody
Happy.
Can't make everybody wear like masaba and Anita Dongre. Like, I mean,
Me.
I love it.
Me.
I love it. I live for it. I live for
I'm
it.
I'm ready to wear your clothes if it's masaba.
Oh yeah.
And Anita Dongre.
Dude, I'll go in there and I buy it. Like, I love to buy the pieces. I know a lot of people like only source, but like I love it. I just want to have them forever, because you know my mom has so many beautiful saris.
Anything that she has passed it on to you?
Oh, I mean, everything's mine. I don't know what you're talking about. the entire closet is mine. No, my mom has so many beautiful saris, and my grandma, you know, and I feel like when it comes to like jewelry and the kanjivarams and like just like these pieces, I feel like they carry so much of us, and like I'm excited, like, you know, one day when I have a daughter, she's gonna be like, Mom, this is Sabyasachi, and I'll be like, vintage. So I'm looking forward to a little, you know, little fashionista in the future. That
my little fashionista wore her first sari this year.
Oh my god!
And she said a sari came for me, and she said, if it's mama's sari, please send it back if it's not for me.
Oh wow! I used to like pretend like I used to like have a chunni, and I would like practice
all the time
wrapping my own sari, and
all the time.
Like most people get very surprised when I drape my own sari, and I'm like, I am my mother's daughter. Yeah, I'm my mother's daughter. So I would have been beat if I didn't know how to. Not actually. She would have been disappointed if I didn't wrap my sari properly.
We are done. Are we done?
We're done. Yeah.
We're done. Okay.
Still working on it.
Okay.
You did the bottom. I just did this up. I copied you some colors.
Nice. It's looking nice.
I was about to glue some things.
But we do not have the time for it. We'll do it off camera.
Off camera.
But thank you so much. Happy
you.
Diwali.
Happy Diwali. So nice to always see you.
So nice to even chat with you and meet you, because you inspire us every day.
Pleasure. Thank you.
And we can't wait to see you more often. The more often you see her on NDTV, that means she's killing it.
I'm excited. I just hope you guys all, you know, support my music. I don't have the strong arm of the label, but I am the strong arm now. I'm the Sherni. So, you know, just please stream the music, check it out, and share it with your friends.